Notes for my June 2025 reading of Exit Strategy by Steve Hamilton. Today is Monday, 30 June 2025, and Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, talk through my book and reading notes for my June 2025 reading of a Nick Mason suspense novel set in Chicago. Exit Strategy by Steve Hamilton, 2017 GP Putnam Sons edition hardcover, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Monday, 23 June 2025 and finished the book on Monday, 30 June 2025. There are 291 pages, including the acknowledgments section. It took me 6 days of reading, 20 pages Monday, like last Monday, 70 pages Wednesday, 30 pages Thursday, 30 pages Friday, 80 pages Sunday, 60 pages Monday today. And so it's about a guy who, it sounds like, per reading the back cover and then the acknowledgement section, it sounds like this is the second book in a Nick Mason series. I don't know how many books there are, if it's just the two or if there's more than two. But the character, so Nick Mason was like a hired killer or something, and then he went to prison for 5.5 years, and he's out and killing for this person, and the people he's killing are like, are or are not witnesses in the witness protection program. And so he's like off trying to knock off witnesses, or people who are trying to knock off witnesses. And so it's kind of the dynamics around that, and his employer and his supervisor and the larger organizational structure who, you know, hired killers, that kind of thing. And so the dynamic there of like, it does it kind of as a plot approach. So he's going for these people, but then as he's going for these people, because he's dealing with the witness protection program, what happens with the witness protection program is the witness protection program protects witnesses. So essentially, as a trial case goes to trial or goes to court, that kind of thing, who is or is not a witness can change. So in addition to like, go kill these people, oh, there's the trial that's going on, and as it approaches, you know, the people want the witness dead, or are they a witness anymore, or can we really want this guy to speak against this guy, so can we turn this guy that you're supposed to kill into a witness, right? Then he becomes protected. So it kind of did a good job of emphasizing like, hired to kill somebody, that status of the person hired to be killed can change in the duration of the assignment. And so the killer has to be cognizant of like, watch out, you don't want to kill a person after they've all of a sudden become important to the U.S. government, because then they run into a problem where they wouldn't have run into a problem before. So I thought that was actually a unique plot line to this. It was like in sense of like it was a like, and that might be in other books as well, suspense books, but it did a good job of like kind of cementing that in like throughout the story of like, don't forget that people's status can change, and maybe one doesn't want to kill somebody who's been invoked as a witness. If like they were hired to kill them because they weren't a witness and then they become a witness, then somebody needs to be like, whoa, ease off, stop, right? Do not go forward with that plan. So I did good on that. And then I did give it a ding, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And the ding I thought was best encaptured by a sentence on page 172, which is, quote, "The information hit Burke harder than any guard's taser," unquote. And that kind of propagated throughout the book. Of the author kind of came across as writer is their profession as opposed to kind of writing from experience. I was like, so it did put a lot of emphasis on speaking or like perception building, and I was like, I'm kind of more of I have life experience beyond like the theoretical, so I enjoy things that are kind of like not everybody has that reality, a bunch of life experience and stuff like that, and so I do. So for my own tastes, right, I like things that are kind of not quite so cognitive and words focused. I was like, no, I've spent my life avoiding taser guns, thank you very much. Whereas words, it's possible to move past a whole lot easier than a taser gun. Speaking from experience, you know. So in that sense, I was kind of like, it's a writer, so it's not necessarily, at least this book, right? I could change their style, but the style for this book I was like, it's a 4 out of 5 stars. So, there we go. Those are notes for my June 2025 reading of Exit Strategy by Steve Hamilton.